everybody, it's your girl Patricia, and I'm here with a review for Insecure episode 4, season 3, Fresh Light. I absolutely loved this episode because we got to see Issa make some big decisions. We got to see the growth that I have been waiting for. At least I have been waiting for. I don't know about everybody else, but this is what I've been waiting for Issa. And of course, just like with anything in life, especially if you need to make some changes in your life, you need a little push. And she got a little push from an unexpected person. Although I had a feeling that this wasn't the last time that we will see him lift babe. So let's talk about Molly first, and then we'll go into Issa. So with Molly, she's having some issues at her job again. But let's start off from the beginning. We see Molly when she's about to enter into Issa's apartment, and she bumps into Daniel as he's leaving her apartment. She's carrying a box, and I think that some of these are little, I guess, homecoming gifts, homewarming gifts, right? And she shows Issa the items that she bought, and then she helps Issa unpack some of her boxes. And Molly sees that there are some things in there that Issa shouldn't have, since Issa is trying to have a new beginning, a fresh start. So Molly tells her, you need to get rid of these things. You can't start anew and you're bringing old things with you. And we find out that there's a book by Zane. There's these CDs. I think the CDs have more of significance because the CDs were mixtapes mixed CDs that Lawrence made for Issa when they were first dating. And Issa did not throw those out yet. I think there was a birthday card. And Issa never said who she got the birthday card from. Maybe this is the birthday card that Lawrence gave her in season 1. Who knows? She didn't mention it. And then there were some other items there. In the next scene, Molly is in her room. She's in her apartment. She goes to sleep on her bed, and then we get to see her dog Flavor Flav again. I'm loving this. We're seeing Molly's dog. Like I said, I better see Ghost in Game of Thrones. Okay, the next final season, I better see him. But anyways, we got to see Flavor Flav. He popped up on the bed trying to sleep on the same bed as Molly, and Molly tells Flavor Flav, hey, you're not allowed to be on this bed. And Flavor Flav just gave her the look like, oh, really? And Molly eventually was like, all right, come here. Then in the next scene involving Molly, she's at the meeting. And this is where they're going over the court cases that some of the lawyers have. And so there are these two female lawyers. I think one is Patty. That's the dark-skinned woman. And then there's the light-skinned one who she works with as well. They're giving their 2 cents. Molly did try to add her 2 cents, but the light-skinned girl, she had that covered. And then when the leader of the meeting said, oh, what about, I think, the Patterson case or some crap like that, Molly starts giving her ideas. She starts giving off what she's been doing. And then all of a sudden, the black dude sitting next to her, I know I didn't catch his name, but I know he's from Morehouse College, so I'm gonna call him Morehouse dude. He just kept interrupting Molly, so Molly wasn't able to get her points across. And then the guy who was leading the meeting said, "Good job" to the black guy, and Molly is like, what the fudge? So in the next scene, Molly approaches the 2 black female lawyers, and eventually she gets to the Morehouse dude. And the dark-skinned black female lawyers said they didn't teach him any type of humility at Morehouse. And Molly was like, oh, I thought I was the only one. So Molly is a little bit starting to align herself with the black female lawyers. Then we see Molly with her therapist. Thank God. I think I mentioned in my first review, or Molly wasn't in the second wasn't in the second episode. That was basically Danielle's episode. So I think in the third episode, I don't know if it was in the first review or the third review of Insecure season 3. I said I want to see. It was probably the first one. I said I want to see Molly go back to therapy, and I got it. I got it this episode. So she's at the therapist, and she tells the therapist her frustrations at her job. She basically says she sees herself being the top person at her law firm, and the same issues that she dealt with at the predominant white law firm, she's dealing it with the black law firm. How everybody has their own cliques. You have the boys club, you have the black female lawyers. They're in their own little cliques. I think she mentioned some of the person who keeps putting her down, and Molly is like, I should be on the top, I am the best, and so on and so forth. And the lawyer said, don't you think you can deal with your frustrations don't you think you could deal with your frustrations if you were more of a team player, instead of thinking that you should be on top all of the time, that you should be number one all the time? And Molly basically said that she did not want to be comfortable in a bad situation, because she did the same thing with Dro. And from what she learned with Dro, she's going to make moves that will lead her where she wants to be, where she wants to go. And then the therapist was like, wait, who Dro? And then Molly was like, and I was like, yes. So we get confirmation that she never ever told her therapist about Dro, because that is drama on its own. That needs some clarity as well. I love that scene. I love it. Oh, therapy, yes. So in the next scene, we see Molly. She did take the therapist's advice to a certain extent. We see that Molly, whenever the therapist gives her advice, in a way she does do it, but then she puts her own little twist into it that really doesn't help her at the end. Like in season 2, when she told the therapist about Quentin, she was saying how Quentin isn't the dude that she should be with, because Quentin isn't what she envisioned the type of guy to be with. And the therapist to ask Molly, why don't you move out of the should and move into the could? And Molly took that, and in the next scene we see her and Quentin, they're working on a case together, and then all of a sudden she starts to have sex with Quentin. And I remember when I saw the episode, I was like, this is not what the therapist meant. The therapist didn't say for you to fuck Quentin. She's basically saying give Quentin a chance. Like, God, Molly. And so that's what I'm saying with Molly. She'll take what the therapist says and puts her own little twist in it. So in this case, she did approach, in the scene following her with the therapist, she does go to, I think her name is Patty, the dark-skinned black female lawyer, and the light-skinned female lawyer. She said, hey, if you guys need any help with your case, I would be happy to help you. So here she is being the team player. And Patty said, yeah, of course, I'll give you some things that you can do. And while she's doing that, Molly sees the Morehouse dude. And I was like, wait, why is she being so distracted by the Morehouse dude? Then in the next scene, we see Patty and the light-skinned lawyer. They come up to Molly and they ask Molly, hey, are you free? Did they say this evening or at lunch? No, I think they say this evening. Are you free this evening? Because we have some prospects that we want to run by. We want to run by with you. And then Molly is like, I don't. This evening is gonna be really, really tough. And then Morehouse dude comes out from his office, and he says, Molly, are you ready to go over the case? And Molly says, yeah, I'll be there I'll be there. And Patty and the light-skinned lawyer, you know how black women grill each other. They basically looked at Molly like, bitch. And Molly is like, and the light-skinned lawyer, she said, well, she looks at Patty. She was like, "Well, if you ever need me, I'll be at my office, and it's okay." She does this to Molly. She's like, "It's okay. I see that you're busy right now," and she walks away. And then Patty sort of gave Molly this disappointed look, like, "Damn, girl, I thought we were working together. Now I see that you're trying to, you're opportunist wherever you can." Wherever the opportunity presents itself for you to be on the top, you just going to take it. So Patty gave her that type of look, like, "Damn, I thought we were on the same team." And Patty then walked away. And I was like, "Molly, you fucked up." Like, you fucked up. Like, I guess in every workplace it's like that. Especially when you're a new person, you try to see who can you align yourself with. And it seems, and every workplace has a clique. It does. It just does. And you just have to figure out which clique would be right for you. If I was in Molly's situation, I would have definitely aligned myself with Patty and the light skinned lawyer, because first of all, they invited you. Patty, out of all the lawyers that are in that black law firm, Patty was the only one that was very gracious, that was very welcoming to Molly. I remember it in the previous episode. Yes, because the previous episode is when Molly first started out at this black law firm. Patty was the one that came up to Molly and said, "Hey, if you need any help with your cases or even settling in, I'm here if you ever need my help." Patty was always there, giving her an open arm. And for Molly to do that to Patty, I think that's gonna bite Molly in the ass, because I'm sorry, with guys, especially not with guys, because there are certain men that you can trust as a woman in your workplace, but someone like the Morehouse dude. Obviously, he likes the attention to be on him. Obviously, he likes to take credit for whatever work, and it for whatever case that he's in. Number two. And number three, it seems as if he will be willing to step over somebody just to get the number one spot. And here you are, Molly, you're also trying to get the number one spot. I just don't think this was a good move for Molly to make. She should have stayed with Patty and the light skinned female lawyer. Especially Patty looks like she's an older woman, so she's been working at this law firm for a very long time. Patty can easily ease you into the company, and even she could be your Yoda, and you basically, yeah, she could be your Yoda, and you basically said, "Fuck Yoda, I'm gonna be with Senator Palpatine." You get what I mean? Like, Molly did an Anakin in this situation, so we just have to see how this is going to play out with Molly. Um, Now, Issa, yes. So, after Molly leaves Issa's apartment, Issa goes through the items that Molly said that she should throw away. And she's basically making excuses as to why she should keep them. She looks at her mixtape. She's like, "But everybody loves Adele." She looks at there's this, I think, bubble bath type of thing bottle. She doesn't have a tub, she has a shower, and instead of Issa throwing away, she was like, "One day I'll get a tub," and she keeps the bubble bath bottle. And then she found this book, where this book that she had during high school, where she would write her rhymes, and she's remembering the rhymes. I thought that scene was very funny. Oh, I forgot the episode opened up with her rapping in the mirror. She's like, "Hey mirror bitch, it's been a long time, I got a new place." And I was like, yes, this is the Issa that I want to see. This reminded me of Awkward Black Girl, her YouTube web series, where she would do these raps sometimes in the mirror, or she'll just do these raps in her head and stuff like that. So I'm like, yes, Love it. And she's there, she's rapping, and you hear a knock on the door, and it's Daniel. Daniel's like, hey, I'm out here. And Issa looks at the mirror, and she's like, don't you go nowhere, mirror bitch. And she walks away, and then mirror bitch is like, where am I gonna go? I love that scene. I love it. I love it. It just reminded me of awkward black girl days. Um, so yeah, in the next scene, Issa is at her job, and Issa just seems out of place at her job. Like she's looking around like, damn, what am I doing here? That's the type of expression that I see Issa has when she's at her job. And then Frida comes, and Frida informs Issa that she was able to convince Joanne to reinstate Issa back out on the field. And Issa's like, oh my God, like how were you able to do that? And Frida told her that she spoke to Joanne and told Joanne the good job that Issa did at the job fair. So Joanne has agreed to put Issa back on the field. And then Frida said, when you come back from lunch, we'll talk about some ideas that I have for you going out on the field. So Issa says, thank you to Frida. Then we see Issa during her lunch break. She goes to the taco place. She orders barbecue salmon tacos. That does sound good. Maybe I need to try that. And all of us, just when she's opening the wrap to eat her taco, you hear somebody say, yo, party live. And she gets startled and she drops the taco. And when she looks up, it's Lift Bay, it's Nathan, aka Lift Bay. We have the Insecure community have dubbed him Lift Bay. And this is what I meant. This wasn't I had a feeling this wouldn't be the last time, because we saw him in episode 1. So I had a feeling that this wouldn't be the last time that we see Lift Bay. So he felt bad about startling Issa. So when it was his turn to buy tacos, I think he ordered 3 tacos, and then he ordered the taco that Issa the taco that was accidentally thrown on the ground, that slipped through Issa's fingers. And the guy said to the guy at the counter told Nathan it's going to take an hour for those tacos to be ready. So the guy said, give me your number, and then when the tacos are ready, I'll call you back. So Nathan was like, see, this is the type of shit I'm talking about with LA, all this waiting shit. And so Issa is like, hey, don't be talking about my town like this. Don't be talking about my city like this. And Nathan was like, what you gonna do about it? I was like, okay. I love it when a person, like an attractive guy, challenges me. I'm like, oh, it's challenge day. So that's when I become like T'Challa. I'm like, I accept your challenge. So Issa accepts Nathan's challenge, and she gives him a tour of her city. She tells Nathan, oh, this area has black owned businesses. She shows him bookstores and so on and so forth. And then Nathan's like, okay, is this where you lived, or did you live in another area? And Issa is like, no, I lived somewhere. I lived not in the other part of town, but I lived way further down than here. And while she's here conversing with Nathan, she's getting texts and calls from Frida. And so eventually Issa calls Frida. She lies to Frida and tells Frida, hey, I'm not feeling well. I'll see you tomorrow when I get better. So Frida's like, okay, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. So then Issa takes Nathan to the old house that she lived in, and she basically tells him that Nathan, I think, called Issa bougie because the house that she showed, it was a very beautiful big house. And Issa was like, no, I'm not bougie. It's just that my mother, she saved up. She had to scrap a lot to get to be able to buy this building. And she told Nathaniel that that her parents divorced when she was 16. They did have a pool, but they weren't able to use it because around the divorce, I think that's when Issa, her mom, they probably moved out of that place. So they throughout this whole time they've been playing Truth and Dare. So Nathaniel asked uh, Nathaniel said, "I dare you to break into your old home." And so Issa, she eventually does. She opens the front gate. They go through. There's this hall that goes, not hall, but like this walkway that leads them to the backyard, and there's a swimming pool. And so Issa's like, "Okay, my turn," and she said, "I dare you to get inside to jump into the pool." And Nathan said, "Cool, I can do that." And Issa said, "Naked." And Nathan was like, "Oh," so he took off his clothes. He got a nice body, but he need a little meat on him. He needs to lift some weights. But he jumps into the pool. He's like, "Oh, the pool is real nice." And so he's like, I dare you to get inside this pool." And Issa's like, I choose truth. And Nathaniel said, "The truth is you're going to get inside this pool." And so Issa was like, "Oh." So she starts taking off her clothes, and she said to Nathan, "Avert your eyes." And he was like, "Avert? You ain't avert shit." And so he's basically telling Issa, "I'm gonna watch you take off your clothes." And so she takes off her clothes, she jumps into the swimming pool, and we see that the swimming pool was a little cold. And this is when we got to see the push that Issa needed to do what she did towards the end of the episode. So we get to know more about Nathan. Nathan is from Houston, Texas, and the reason why he moved to LA is because of the hurricane. If you don't remember, there was I can't remember the name of the hurricane, but there was this very devastating hurricane that happened in Texas. I think it was a year ago that it happened. Excuse me. I apologize. My nose, my allergies are just, it's crazy. I was at the gym earlier today. That's why I have this crop top and stuff. After this review, I'm jumping into the shower. And I ran 3 miles outside. I woke up, ran 3 miles, came back home, watched Insecure to rest. After I finished watching Insecure, I went to the gym. After the gym, brought lunch / breakfast because I didn't eat anything this morning. Came home, watched Insecure again, and here we are. but yes, I was at the gym today and I was sneezing like crazy at the gym. So my allergies are just, they're ridiculous. So I apologize for wiping my nose while I'm reviewing. I apologize. But anyways, yes, Nathan, he said he couldn't really move back into his apartment. I mean, he could have, but he was like, "Fuck it, I want a new beginning." So this is when he came to LA. He told Issa he always wanted to come to LA anyways. And Issa said, "Well, if you want to come to LA, why do you hate it so much?" And he said, "It's not that I hate it, it's just that I had certain expectations of it." And I get what he's saying. He said, "Sometimes you can't be scared." This is what really pushed Issa. He said, "Sometimes you can't be scared of starting over. Sometimes you just have to do it, regardless if it doesn't make sense to other people or not." And Issa's like, "Yeah, I feel you on that." And she said how she needs to make a big move herself. And he said, "In what way?" And she said, "With everything in my life, especially my job." And he was like, "You don't like your job?" And Issa was like, "It's not that I don't like my job. It's just that I want to do things with kids, but I want it to involve music because that's where my passion is." So, so, so Nathan's like, "Yeah, just go ahead and do it, And then this is all happening while they're in the pool naked, and then all of a sudden you hear in the background, "Honey, call the cops!" And they look back and they're like, "Holy shit!" So then the guy in the house, So Nathan and Issa, they get out the pool. Issa slipped. Oh my god, I was dying. I was dying. And so they get back inside. They were inside a car. Wait, whose car is that? I was wondering whose car that was. And so, was that Issa's car? I don't know. But anyways, they go back to the taco place and they get the tacos, and Nathan's like, shit, they're cold. And Issa's like, well, you can come back at my place because, you know, I have a microwave there. And I was virtually screaming at the screen, don't fuck him, Issa. You got something really nice going on here, unless if you just want to keep it casual or whatever like that. So the next scene, they're back at her place. He tries the taco, and she's like, see, I told you it'll taste good and stuff like that. And they kiss each other, and I'm like, oh no, oh no. And then, you know, they're kissing, and then all of a sudden you hear a knock on the door. And then Issa is like, I'll be right back. So she opens the door, and it's this little kid. And the little kid is like, my mama said that you changed the lock on our door, and because we can't get in. And Issa said, but I didn't change the lock. And then you hear his mother in the background, yes, you did. And the little boy is like, see, I told you. So every time I record a video, some sort of siren always gotta go by my damn house. Anyways, so then the little boy, he's like, ooh, he looks inside. He's like, ooh, someone in there. What you doing, eating tacos and kissing? Why did this specific part reminded me of Roscoe? Remember Roscoe from Martin Lawrence? Remember Roscoe? It just reminded me so much of that of that character from the show Martin. But anyways, Issa went back inside. She told the little boy, I'll be right there. So she closes the door. She goes back inside. Nathan meets her like halfway, and you know, Nathan kisses her, and he says, you know, we gotta do this again. And Issa, she smiles, basically like, yeah. So then Nathan opens the door, and to his surprise, the little boy is still there. Nathan is like, and the boy is like, my mama said I can't. My mama said I have to wait. So, well, today is Labor Day, so hopefully no fuckery is going on, because I really don't know why the ambulance is passing by. But anyways, so the next scene is the next day, and Issa eventually she looks down and she sees the old items that Molly said that she should throw away. And we see an empty box next to it. And then in the next scene, we see Issa throw the box away in the garbage. And so we can assume that those old items that Issa had, especially the mixtapes that Lawrence made for her, we can assume that she threw those away. Then we see her at work, and it's the same thing. Issa is looking around like, what am I doing here? And Frida approaches her. She asks Issa, oh, how are you doing? And Issa is like, huh? Frida's like, are you feeling better? And Issa said, yeah, I am. And so Frida said, all right, so I got you an assignment for the field. You're going to be working at, I think, Crenshaw High or something like that. And as Frida is saying this, Issa, I think she interrupts Frida, and she's like, I can't do this anymore. And Frida's like, can't do what? And Issa said, I can't work here anymore. I want better. And Frida's looks very confused, and Issa says, I quit. And in the next scene, Issa is leaving We Got Y'all. And this is the change. This is what I wanted to see Issa to see Issa do, and she got a little push from Nathan, and she took this little adventure that she had with Nathan, she took it to heart, and she's now moving on to bigger things. I said in the beginning of the video, I'm worried about Issa, because usually when you change a job, or if you want to quit your job, you're looking to be hired by one job before you quit your old job. But there's some people that are like, fuck it, I'm going to quit this shit, and yeah, fuck it, I'm going to quit this job and I'm going to go after my passion. So I'm hoping the preview for the next episode on Issa and the girls, Tiffany, Molly, and Kelly, they go to Coachella. So I'm hoping that she applies to work for the Beat Crew. That's the other organization that caters to children's educational needs, but they use music to get through the kids. And I remember in the previous episode, Issa was eyeing the Beat Crew's website. So I'm hoping that she will apply. Of course, we know that she's going to apply there. So we're hoping that she would be hired by the Beat Crew, because Issa got bills and rent to pay now. And I just want to, I apologize again. I just want to talk about Daniel just for a little bit. When he went to drop off Issa's last belongings, he seemed a little tensed, because Issa was like, I appreciate everything that you've done, and Daniel was like, you don't need to say all of that. And they hugged each other, and then as he was walking away, he had this facial expression. I'm not sure if he's scared that he's going to lose Issa, because he can still pursue something with Issa. It's just that she's not living at this place anymore. It seems as if Daniel is that type of person that likes to eat his cake and have it too, because he can still pursue something with Issa while she's at her own space. And you would think that someone like Daniel, who cares about Issa, will want to see Issa do better for herself. But like I said in my previous review, Daniel seems to be that type of person that will only engage with a woman if that woman needs him in any shape or form, whether it's financially, whether it's sexually, or anything like that. And he can probably not invest in you as an individual bettering yourself. You see how he envies Kay because Kay is doing better, and now he's not celebrating, or it seems as if he's not genuinely happy that Issa is doing for herself. Issa got her own apartment. Issa is right now, she's about to get a better job. It seems as if he's not happy about that. It's as if he wants Issa to be dependent on him. And like I say, you have to be careful of getting into relationships with people like that, because there are people, as I said before, that just want to be with you because you need them, because you depend on them. There's that dependency that they want from you, and that's what feeds them. So I don't know if we're going to see Daniel again. We haven't seen Dro from the first episode, so I don't know if this is the last time that we're going to see Daniel. And maybe Nathan would be a regular. Who knows? Like I said, I would like to see Issa be on her own for some time. I don't think there's anything wrong with her entertaining Nathan, but I don't know. I would like to see her be on her own just for a little while longer. Like let her solidify herself at the Beat Crew. Let her get used to her new surrounding at the Beat Crew, because no doubt, I have a feeling, at least in episode 6, because like I said, in the next episode, she's at Coachella with her friends. No doubt, episode 6, we're gonna see Issa working at the Beat Crew. So I just want her to get used to her surroundings, get this job settled and all that stuff, and then I guess she can mess around with Nathan. But of course, this makes her good. You have to add a little spice, because this is a television show. But in real life, most people, well, some people, I'm speaking for myself, um, just want to be by myself for some time before ever engaging into another relationship. So yeah, so I'm happy. I absolutely love this episode. This is, as I said earlier, this is the growth that I wanted to see Issa have, and she needed that. She needed that push, and Nathan was that push that she needed. And so I'm just expecting Issa to just continue growing, and I hope that we get to see her passion, because we haven't seen any of her passion in the first two episodes. And oh, and I forgot to mention, Issa was very honest to Nathan. When they were doing their little truth or dare, Nathan asked Issa to the truth what happened. They said truth or dare. Issa said truth. Nathan asked Issa what happened in your last relationship, and so Issa was honest with him. She told him she was with a guy for 5 years, and Nathan was like, "Oh, that seems like a very long time to be with somebody to just, to throw it away." And then Issa told him the truth. I cheated on him, and it wasn't something that I'm proud of. He didn't deserve it. Not that anybody deserves it. And Nathan was like, "I respect that. You were honest with me, and people gotta learn from their mistakes. And then when they were in the pool, Issa asked Nathan, what about your relationships? And Nathan said, I hope I'm saying correctly, that he wasn't in any long-term relationships when he was in Houston. So I don't know if that's a red flag or not, but but I don't know. I just think Issa should proceed with caution, a little bit of caution with Nathan. But like I said, I just hope that we get to see Issa grow on her own. But if Nathan is going to be involved, I hope something wonderful will come out of it. And Nathan, this episode is fresh. Like, we see that she's done with Lawrence. She's done with Daniel, and now she has a new guy in her life. And we see that a lot of people, they always end up going back to their ex, or going back to the person that they messed around with. Nathan is, no pun intended, a breath of fresh air. He's this new guy who Issa doesn't have any history with. Like I said, she was with Lawrence, and then when things didn't work out with Lawrence, she ended up messing with Daniel. And Daniel, she knew since high school. Nathan is literally a new beginning. He is literally fresh. He's new. There's no history between him and Issa. He's a total stranger. So this can work out very well, or it probably won't. But I think it will, just because of what Nathan represents right now in Issa's life. Issa wants new things. She wants a new beginning, as she told Molly. And remember, Molly hinted at Issa, in order for you to embrace the new things coming into your life, you need to get rid of all the old things that are in your life. And so, just as how Issa got rid of the book, the mixed CDs that Lawrence gave to her, and all that old things. She got rid of Daniel seems to be in her past, and now she's embracing these new things, her new apartment, the prospects of a new job, and now this new seemingly budding relationship with Nathan. And it's all new to her, and hopefully she'll be able to handle those new things, new and hopefully wonderful things that are coming into her life. And I think it's just about opening yourself to new possibilities entering your life. I know I need to do that, Lord. But anyways, that's my review for Insecure Season 3, Episode 4, Fresh Like. Please like and subscribe, and tell me, were you looking forward for this episode? Are you happy to see Issa's growth? Are you still feeling that this season is taking its slow ass time, or did you like the progression of this episode, especially with Issa's character? And of course, Molly. We're gonna see Molly deal with the wrath of her decision. So tell me what you think. I am going to hop into the fucking shower because I'm feeling very icky right now. So I will see you guys later. Bye.